Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may He protect us both. May we both enjoy together. May we both exert together. May our studies become brilliant. May we not become disputatious and hate each other. Everybody, welcome to the online classes. We will start chanting the subsequent verse of Arjuna's question. Chapter 6, verse 38. Kachinno bhaya vibhrashtaha chinna brahmiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimudho brahmana pathi. Falling from both, does he not perish like a rent cloud? O Mahabahu, supportless and deluded in the path of Brahman. If you remember, previously Arjuna had a doubt. If you are seeing the connection, Arjuna had a doubt of Krishna. You are telling that the mind is very difficult to control. You are saying that it is easier if I follow certain spiritual paths. But from my point of view, I am telling you, O Lord, it is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Because the mind directly goes towards the world and finds a cause for its agitations there in the world. And that becomes a problem. So I don't know how to control the mind. And he also makes the statement saying, I know what the mind is. Just in case you thought that I don't know what the mind is, I know what it is. Mind is asthira, it is chanchala, it is balam, it is dridam, it is strong, it is obstinate. I know everything about the mind. It is very difficult to control. And if you remember Krishna's answer of doubtless you are, no confrontation. No, let us not be disputatious and not hate each other. Let us not do that. This is no confrontation. Doubtless you are correct. But with a little bit of abhyasena and vairagyena, with a little bit of practice and little bit of renunciation, we can control the mind. You don't worry. Practice of the spiritual disciplines of karma, selfless service and acts, bhakti, devotion, passion towards any action which you put, and jnanam, what is the direction you are going to take, which side you are going to go. This is jnanam, knowledge. So any action guided by knowledge with complete passion and body activity fully into it, mind is easy to control. In fact, if you have Shraddha, you can do anything. So subsequently, Arjuna asked this next question. But Krishna, to be honest, if my mind is distracted and I have Shraddha, then what happens? That's what he was asking. I have Shraddha that I want to live a good life. We all need to live a righteous living. that which is right, that which doesn't hurt people around, and you live peacefully and make others peaceful as much as possible. That should be the goal of everybody, that living happily, smilingly as it were. But that Shraddha is there, that I want to become like you, but my mind is not trained. Some people are lucky that their mind is trained, so they say. People around say. People are so lucky that some of the people have a training is not about luck. It's all hard work. Michelangelo said this one quotation. He said, if people knew how hard I worked to improve my talent, it would not be a surprise to them at all. It's hard work. So when you do that training properly, then everything happens. So untrained mind, but I have got faith in the higher. What happens to us? And that is what he's talking about in this verse. Fallen from both, I am neither towards the path of realization because it is too high. I don't want to become a sannyasi. First of all, people don't know what the meaning of sannyasi. I don't want to become a sannyasi, a saint, leave the whole world behind like a Buddha and walk away in a forest. I want to live in the world. I'm a man of the world. I'm a woman of the world. I have my relationships. I have my duties and responsibilities. I want to do it. That's what he's talking about. So the higher is not in sight at present. Fallen from both, does he not perish like a rent cloud? So when you see in the sky a lot of cloud, and out of that one piece of cloud just floats away, does it not? And if you see that cloud, it just disappears into nothing. Is that what's going to happen to me? Because I don't have anything higher. I have not reached it. The target is there, but I have not reached it. And I don't belong to the lower. This type of a question of what will happen to me is called result oriented. Each one of us is result oriented. Result oriented, I'm not talking about you pitch up a goal and function for it. Result oriented is, if I do this, what will happen? A child is asking the father that if I come first, what will you give me? And the father says, beta, whatever I'm trying to do to educate you, I'm doing. I can't do more than that. The child can't understand all these dialogues. The child says, but to be honest, you tell me what you'll give if I come first. Again, he explains, we are buying you books, we have got clothes, we have got good shoes, we are giving you good food, we are trying what we can to the best of his ability and perhaps more. We can't do more. The child cannot understand because it has to find some incentive. What will you give me if I come first? And when the parent says, okay, I'll give you a bicycle, he's happy. So this is called result oriented. For that, I will work. What is the use of being good? Is there any use being good? Because if I become good and I die, okay, I have to reduce my desires to be happy. I reduce my desires and en route I die. What happens? Next time, wherever I'm born, when I'm born, it will start all from zero. Who knows? Starts from zero or from where I stop, I have no idea. Therefore, I do not know. I do not know. My efforts will be blown away. This is a typical duvidha of everybody. Duvidha means a problem for everybody who's trying to become good, because the world will not allow it. As soon as you say, I want to be truthful in life, people around will come and say, it's not possible. I want to be living a life without corruption. It is not possible. The world will come and tell you in its own glory, it will come. With different kind of messages it will say. It's not. Then we start becoming diplomatic in nature. No. But a little bit of truth and a little bit of false is all right. a little bit of corruption, a little bit of good thing and bad thing, a combination of both. What will happen to me? Whenever you are trying to be good, if you continue in your path, in the previous class I had told this, like a runner when you are running and you are out of breath, you continue running for a little while more, perhaps a minute or two, and you get what they call a second wind. And after that you can run kilometers after kilometers, nobody to blame. So this attitude, how do you reach that state? You function on your own. This is the fear. A rajasic mentality has this fear. What will I get? And for such a person, the philosophy is given of next janma. Now listen to this carefully. Okay. Next janma, the philosophy is given because I am afraid of what will happen to all my efforts. I'm trying to be good. I have built up assets. I know that when I build up assets in my name, in my son's name, daughter's name, brother's name, sister's name, when I die, every asset is going to be left behind. I can't do anything with it. That I understand. My body is going to go alone. But sir, what about my mind and thoughts? So if I have improved and if I die, what will happen? So I can't understand it goes into nothing. I just can't. Because when I am born with certain qualities. From where those qualities have come, I don't know. So after death, where the qualities are going, I don't know. So the Vedanta aspect is called the theory of renunciation. It gives a theory saying, next life, this will happen, don't worry. If you are sattvic by nature, you are not bothered about next life. If you're sattvic by nature, you are not bothered about the next moment. Because that is in the future and that has never been in our hands. In our hand is only the present. So sattvic mind will focus and revel only in the present. It will never dwell into the future. This is dwelling into the future. What will happen? Oh my God, that stage in between where you are in a spiritual path, like the great Swami Ramtirtha says, you are walking on a razor's edge. If you fall this way, materiality eats you. If you are walking on the blade, the position, the walk seems to be so sharp that it can cut you to pieces. Either way, it is difficult. Exactly, this is beautifully mentioned in one of the books, please recommended book is, this book is called Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach, where this seagull is a part of a whole colony of seagulls. And the whole colony of seagulls, everybody is living in a particular way. What? They are waiting at the wharf, at the port. When the fishermen come with the fishes, they throw some fishes which they don't need, and all the seagulls sit there and quabble. All the seagulls sit there and fight. That kind of an attitude where they are fighting. Jonathan Livingston Seagull sits and says, oh my God, how can I live a life like this? How can I live a life like this? Where I am going to fight with everybody. So in that attitude of Jonathan Livingston Seagull, he says, life can't be limited like this, where I'm just fighting for things. Like in previous verse, as I said, when we are talking about reincarnation, by mistake, I think so I said renunciation, reincarnation. In the reincarnation, I don't know what I'm going to have at the end time of my head. And subsequently, how much and what is going to get carried forward. So currently, it looks like I am not supported with the materiality and sensuality, what I have. I don't know what is the quality of my mind and intellect. And subsequently, I am deluded. That's what is the question of Arjuna. I am completely deluded. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, what kind of a birth. So this is the situation of every spiritual student. At present, I am in the path. After 5 years, after doing the spiritual disciplines of karma, bhakti, jnana, after 5 years, my life will become better. There is a question mark. Many times, Vyas himself has said that the life of a spiritual student is always very difficult. Because like a good doctor, nature gives its very, very bitter decoctions so that all the diseases go out of the system. All the wrong thoughts get out of the system. Vyas said this. So here Jonathan Livingston Seagull says that all the seagulls are just fighting sustenance. What will I get? How much will I earn? How much will I eat? And how much will I enjoy? And after I die, how much will my children have? That's all. There is nothing higher in life. And Jonathan Livingston Seagull, a bird, a seagull, did not want to live this monotonous life. So it decided, I love flying. I love flying. So it took to flight. Given a choice between eating heavily and flying, it chose to eat little and concentrate on flying more. And it flew. It perhaps broke the seagull record of fast flying. It broke a record of seagull flying. There are a lot of seagulls, his friends and relatives and father and mother, who came alongside Jonathan and said, Jonathan, listen to this. Look at your uncle, look at your auntie, look at your brother, sister, father, mother, everybody, they are all seagulls. And look what their life is. Even your ancestors, they were sitting, they were waiting for the pieces of the fish. They were fighting over it, squabbling over it, and their life was only that. Try to emulate your ancestors, my child, says the father and mother. And Jonathan says, yes, the whole generation is living like this. I don't know why I'm thinking of flying. And then it reasons, it says that if I was meant to fly, in fact, one of the relatives, Jonathan Livingston Seagull's relative says this, one of the seagulls, if you are meant to fly, then nature would not have made you into a seagull. It would have made you an eagle with a different set of wings to fly high. What are you doing with your set of wings? And while it was thinking, yes, I should not go into this flying, it reached the topmost. It broke the record. And when it broke the record, it saw that the whole seagull society has made a circle. And they are waiting for Jonathan to ascend and sit right in between. Jonathan says, wow, at last they understood what I'm doing. Because when they make a circle in the generation, it means only two things. Either you have shamed them, or you have done such a great thing that your name will be etched in golden letters. He was so happy. He flew down, sat there right in between and looked at everybody, saying that, okay, everybody can applaud because I broke the speed limit of a seagull ever, like Olympics. And the chief seagull says, Jonathan, you have shamed us. Against the generation, you are trying to do something nobody has done, and you have shamed us. Therefore, you are thrown away from our community. You are thrown away from our community. He is shocked. He looks at his mother, his father. Nobody says anything because everybody belongs to that community. And Jonathan Livingston Seagull leaves the community. He is flying high. He has not reached the highest. not supported by the lower. He doesn't know what to do. He just continuing flying. And as days pass, he comes across another group who have been thrown away from their generation. And then they all meet together. And all of them are interested in flying. Why I'm saying this is, when a person is a spiritual student and starts the process of being good, having a pure mind and intellect, not throwing away the talents into dissipating channels of wasted lives. When you go a little higher, if the strength is not enough, we feel we are not supported. And we are deluded because I can't see anything higher. This is exactly what Arjuna's position is. I have left the lower. How do you know you have left the lower? Go to a marriage. Go to a social occasion. And when you are sitting there in one corner of the social occasion, eating an ice cream or something, and if a thought crosses your mind, why I am wasting my time like this? I could do something concrete with my life rather than sitting here, coming to a marriage for 3, 4, 5 days, getting it and just wasting those 5 days. This time which I'm spending is not going to come back. Why am I? As soon as you think like this, you are moved towards the higher. And when you are moving towards the higher, you still have the catch of the lower, but you are not reached the higher. This is in between. Therefore, O Lord Krishna, whatever I am trying to do good, following dharma, following righteousness, but at the end of the time when I die, all this will disappear, right? Nothing will stay. I told you, a rajasic mind, and Arjuna is a rajasic person. A rajasic mind seeks results. Intelligent people, sattvic mind, don't seek results. Why? Result comes. You put a plant in a pot which is supposed to be flowering, and you take care of everything. You put the manure, you put the bud, you put every water, and just to do your job to the best of your ability. Karyam karma karoti yaha. That person is the sannyasi, saha sannyasi sahi yogi cha. So that person, do your job. When the flower needs to come, it will come. When the plant needs to grow, it will grow. The job of the farmer is to just put the seedlings in the right place. Give it a life, process should be right. The rest is not in your hands. That attitude Arjuna has not learned as of yet. So I'm trying to do good, what will I get? If I become unselfish in life and try to help others, what will I get? When I'm helping others, what am I going to get? This is the question of Arjuna. And Krishna has to answer that question. Very important, because he is answering to Arjuna. We'll do the next verse. 6:40. Shri Bhagavanuvāca Partha naiveha namutra Vinashastasya vidyate Nahi kalyana krit kasche Durgatim tata gacchati. The blessed Lord said, O Partha, neither here nor even hereafter is there destruction for him. Verily, none who does good, O beloved, comes to grief. Not possible to be said. This is a promise by the Lord. Bhagavan Vacha. I told you, whenever it is Bhagavan Vacha, You have to understand that the Lord, Dharma itself speaks. There cannot be a deviation into that. There cannot be a thought in my mind saying, but you know, Krishna spoke 5,000 years back. I don't think it is applicable now. Whatever Krishna spoke, it is completely applicable now. Provided you have understood the application of it. So here Krishna says, O Partha, neither here, neither in the present, nor hereafter. Look at the beauty. He doesn't say next janma, hereafter you will not. So any moment from here on, you will not suffer. You will not suffer. There is no destruction for him. The person will not get destroyed. Verily, verily means it is written. It is said by the great Mahatmas. This is the law. What is the law? None who does good, O beloved, comes to grief. Underline that. Just underline that. This is the Lord speaking. Whenever anybody does good, they will never be saddened by anything in life. They will always remain happy. Again, anybody who does good will never come to grief, is the promise by the Lord. Make it ulta. If I'm grieving, that means I'm not doing good. If I'm sad, that means I am selfish. It's as simple as that. If I'm sad, I am a selfish person. Why? Because I am sad. We are not sad that the disease is everywhere. We are sad that nothing should happen to us. We are not sad about the world. What is happening in Beirut, what is happening in Somalia. We are not bothered about that. We are bothered about our state. More than that, our city. More than that, our area. Oh my God, this area is the maximum. More than that, our building. More than that, our house. More than that, self-preservation. A selfish person is always with grief. An unselfish person, even in the worst times, never gets affected. Never gets affected. Come what may. They will always seek solutions. They'll take care and move on. That's the attitude you should build. We should not be afraid of things that nature throws us. It's a challenge. See, even this matter, the COVID thing, what's happening, it's a testing time for everybody's immunity system. So if you have exercised enough, if you're strong enough, then this disease will be like a cold and sneeze and it will pass away. Take care of yourself every time. If you are unselfish in life, there is no grief. And this is a promise by the Lord himself. So let's not take it, like a small thing saying that, okay, this is just Bhagavad Gita and it is said. He said it. Have faith in the laws. Law of karma. For every action, that is an equal and opposite reaction. Get busy doing things. Actually, no. Even get busy doing things. Whatever you're doing, if you are busy, the idea is busy doing what? An ant is also busy throughout the day. A grasshopper, insects are busy. It's not important to be busy throughout the day running around. Busy doing what? What kind of action flows through you? Then let the whole debacle come to your life. You are all right. Okay, this happened. If it happens, let it happen. Whatever happens, you take care of yourself. There's this beautiful example of King Bali. He was from South India, Kerala. and considered to be a very good king, but an Asura. But an Asura. And being an Asura, he was supposed to be killed. But he was trying to do good to his people. He was becoming very famous. So Indra got jealous and Indra said an Asura has to be killed. He can't do good things. Why good things? Simple thing. If Asura starts doing good things and he's trying to turn, he will not turn. He can do bad also. So the moral of the story is, even if a person is bad, like a Hiranyakashyap, don't try and go looking good into it. There are people who say Duryodhana was better than Arjuna or Karna was better than Arjuna. Don't try to look good, look into good in bad people. You'll lose track. So this guy was what? He was a really gem of a person, Bali. And one day he was giving a big yajna. And in that yajna, he said, whoever comes, I will give whatever they want, whatever they ask. And in all that sannyasis and rishis and beggars who came, there walked in a small boy, actually not a boy, a midget, a short Brahmana, a Vamana, short one. And he came and looked and he said, touched his feet. He said, sir, what can I do for you? So Vamana, the small short boy, he looked at the king and said, I thought you are giving something, so I also came to ask certain things. No, yes, you are a Brahmin and you are a Tejas, you have studied a lot, so what do you want? You tell me, I'll give it to you. He says, on second thoughts, okay, I don't want this material thing and all. Give me 3 paces of land. I will walk with my small legs, 1, 2, 3. That's all I want. That much land I want. And he said, sir, I can give you more. I am the king of this whole thing. I can give you a much more than this. You are asking only 3 paces. No. I want only 3 paces. I don't want more than that. I am not a greedy person. This is all right. I'll give you 3 paces. And when he's giving 3 paces, they have to put water from the jug and let the water flow, saying that I promise to give so and so. When his guru, Bali's guru, saw Shukracharya, that this young man looks extremely effulgent, brilliance, he knew that this is not a normal person. And here he's come to kill Bali. This must be an avatar of Vishnu. So he tells Bali. So Bali gives the promise, I will give. So he tells Bali, listen, we have not given the water as of yet to say, I will give. You have orally said it. Withdraw. In the Shastras, it is written that when it comes to the danger of your life, you can withdraw on a promise. A promise given orally, you can withdraw. Bali says, listen, you are my teacher. But let it be remembered that Bali never said no to anybody. So once I said it's given, it's given. Even if my life goes away, it's all right. And then he starts to put the water. So this Sukracharya, what he does is, he becomes a fly and goes and sits in the snout of that jug from where the water is coming. So this Vamana sees that. He takes the blade of grass and puts it inside the snout, injuring his one eye. So the story is, when the Shukracharya comes out, his one eye is bleeding. He's blinded in one eye. Indicates that there is no more duality now. Water flows from the snout, and he says, I promise to give you 3 paces of land. As soon as he hears that, that Vamana grows in stature and he becomes huge. With one leg, this is the story, with one leg, he puts it on heaven. The other pace, he puts it on hell, or earth, on earth. The third pace, he looks at Vamana and says, third step is remaining, where do I put? So Vamana looks at, he says, Mahavishnu himself has come to kill me. I must be blessed. Do one thing, put it on my head. I am willing to die, but my promise will be given. Immediately, Vamana Avatar, before putting his leg on that Asura, he looks around for his grandfather, because his grandfather is Prahalada. And Prahalada, he looks at Prahalada and says, Prahalada, I thought you are a great devotee, but your grandson beats you hand down. He says, next Janma, he is going to become the king of kings, Indra. And giving that blessing, he puts its leg on him. Even when the danger comes, you are not bothered. That's the moral of the story. Come what may, nothing. If you are good, only good can happen. Gandhiji did so much good, and ultimately he died. But his children, they suffered a lot. Gandhi did karma. Gandhi enjoyed. Their children may have done good karma, they would enjoy it. It's your karma that comes back to you, nothing else. I am visited and paid by my karma. There is no third party doling out gifts to me. So, Arjuna, if you are in the right path, in the path of righteousness, if you are doing everything that is correct, according to dharma, according to the scriptures, trying to be unselfish, trying to help others in their moment of need, I am giving you a guarantee. Anybody who does good can never come to grief. It's impossible. We'll continue with the next verse. Prapya punya kritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga brashto bhijayate. Having attained to the worlds of the righteous and having dwelt there for eternal years, he who has fallen from yoga is born in the home of the pure and wealthy. Having attained. So what happens when a person comes and says, what will happen to me in the future? If it is a sattvic mentality, you say, listen, I don't look into the future. I don't. Okay, I don't believe in it. I believe in the present and its karma, and future will take care of itself. But one day, I was sitting in some garden and reading a book. A spiritual person, a normal person, a young boy came to me and said, excuse me, sir, do you know Jyotish Vidya, who see the future? I said, listen, beta, I don't believe in that stuff. I believe in the present, so I don't believe. Okay, so let's keep it that way. So I don't know. He said, no, but it looks like you know. So can you tell me something, sir? Mera haath dekhe. Look at my hand and say something, sir. Because I came from Punjab a year back to become an actor. I got small plays, I got some advertisements, but I have never had my big break. So if you can look in my hand and say, am I wasting my time and should I go to Punjab back again as a failure, or should I continue my struggle? It was a genuine question from a really sweet boy who was really not knowing what to do with life. If at that time I had said, see, I don't believe in this Jyotish Vidya and all, you go away. Okay, you contact somebody else. It may be right, but it doesn't solve his problem. That boy was a little bit obese, not fit. So I took his hand and I said, listen, I know a little bit, I don't know much, but what I know, I'm telling you. In your hand, that lifeline is very long, but the line of mentality is short. when that happens, that means you are not strong about your mind. You are not strong with your mind. So I can see clearly there is a line which is forming. Within 6 months, you are going to get your biggest break. He was so happy. Really, sir? Really? No, I can see. Why should I lie? I'm not taking any charge from you. I'm just telling you. Within 6 months, a good break. But you have to be physically supremely fit. You have to go to different offices, at least 3-4 offices every day, to struggle and show your portfolio. Within 6 months, everything, and keep a positive attitude. Within 6 months, something is going. He was so happy and went away. It is right to do it, wrong to do it, I don't know. But 6 months, he will be exercising. 6 months, he will be positive minded. If he has any faith in somebody in uniform saying something to him, perhaps his life will change. Therefore, why I'm giving you this example is, if Arjuna says, what should happen if one person is supportless and deluded? What will happen to all my energies? Krishna can say, listen, concentrate on the present. What are you bothered about next life? You have not even seen the next life. He doesn't say that because he knows to whom he is talking. When you are talking Upanishadic level, then talk to the students in that language. A famous story is of a great Mahatma called Tapovan Maharaj. And the story is this Tapovan Maharaj. The name Tapovan Maharaj was given by the sages of the Himalayas to this man. One forest, in Hindi is called one. Tap means penance. One mein tap karne wala. Who was penance, doing penance in a forest. This title was given by the rishis who were doing penance there. Tapovan Maharaj. And they used to come together every evening, to listen to this great master on the subject of the Upanishads, which is considered to be the highest tenets of Bhagavad Gita or Vedanta. He would talk to all these rishis, and suddenly they saw out of nowhere in that cottage, an old lady came, and she got some laddus wrapped in a dupatta and gave it to Swamiji, Tapovan Maharaj. And Tapovan Maharaj immediately cut down the lecture of Upanishad. He looked at this lady and started talking to the lady. He took that one laddu, he gave it to everybody. He had that laddu and he was enjoying it. He said, how is your children? How is everything going on? Are you taking care of yourself? And he's enjoying the laddu. What a beautiful laddu. Thank you very much. It makes my day to have this kind of a laddu. And the lady took the blessing and went away. All the sages and saints were sitting there watching this master. And they asked this beautiful question. 2 minutes back, sir, you are talking the highest philosophy known to mankind, which claims that the world does not exist. We were all there with you at that level. And in seconds, as soon as that lady came, you came down back to the world and enjoying the sweet as if it's the best thing ever. How do you manage that? And he made this statement. What is a spiritual person if he can't talk to people according to their own mental temperaments? So when I am talking to a sattvic mentality, the language changes. When I'm talking to a rajasic mentality, there no need to be educated about sattva. Then the language changes. Don't get tensed, it's okay, doesn't matter. Things happen, that language. And when you are talking or trying to educate or talking, interacting with the tamasic mentality, you understand that whatever you say, nothing will affect, nothing will go in. So you don't say, keep quiet. To each in their own language. And this is the message Krishna gives here to Arjuna. He doesn't say there is no life and all. He says, listen, whatever is your energy, it is not going to be wasted, guaranteed. Why? It is going to get carried forward. If you have done good things in life, you will enter a good world. And what is the good world? Having attained the worlds of the righteous, different worlds. There are supposed to be 7 worlds, 9 worlds about this world. Theories, all these are theories. Okay, intelligent people don't get into the 8 world, 9 world. One is a spiritual world, the other is another spiritual world, the third is a sun. It is simple example I'll give. If your waking state is excellent, you are not harming anybody. You are a peaceful person, smiling and cheerful at every given point of time. Not thinking of harming anybody. Not thinking of being a selfish person. Life is to give, not to take. This is your theory. This is your purpose in life. Then when you sleep, you may dream. And in your dream, only good things will happen. Why? Because the constitution of your thoughts is only pure and good. There you may visit different worlds. You may sleep in India or America, and you may travel to different countries. You may even go to Indraloka. There you may visit some people. Your own dead ancestors you may meet and talk. You can go to different good, wonderful worlds in the dream. And when you are enjoying all that world in the dream, there is no time limit. You don't say, I'm going to dream for 2 hours. No, you don't say I dream, because half an hour is a lifetime there, and many lifetimes sometimes. So you are enjoying what all experiences you have in the world. And then you come back. Same thing is projected as a theory of reincarnation towards next life. If I die, and if I have done good things in life, then I will be enjoying different mental states, having fun, going to different places, because physical body is not there. So mind and intellect is traveling. The same logic is moved there. Not that is going to happen. If it happens, I don't know. Nobody knows that. But it is said. So you go there, and after that, after a little while, the seed is germinated and a plant comes. And where it will germinate, if you have done good in life, then you will be born in the house of the pure and the wealthy. Simple. So do good, but nothing is happening. No, next janma pakka. Good things are going to happen. But if you are intelligent enough, and can you say that, sir, this janma itself I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to raise to the highest. I don't know whether next janma is there or not. You are not bothered. Next janma, you are going to be born in the house of the pure and wealthy. Pure, good from heart. Peaceful by nature. Wealthy, you will be prosperous. Now you see, if you see everything in the waking state, the same thing is carried out. In the abroad countries, or some of the prosperous people here also, in this country too, prosperity comes at a price. When you are sacrificing something, you are prosperous. So the whole system is built into 2, east and west. The western side of the world is prosperous, quite prosperous. But whenever, after every gap, they are standing and eating medicines, antidepressant drugs. They have a dabba of medicines and they keep on eating. Stressed. Every time they are stressed, they are agitated, moving around. They don't even sit and eat lunch. very dynamic, very prosperous, per capita income is high, but when they want peace, they come to a country like India or Sri Lanka, sit in a temple and sing bhajans, enjoy. And that peace is so amazing. So this is a country where there is more peace. But productivity is not to the level of that country. So the whole world is divided into East and West. On one aspect, there seems to be tremendous productivity, but no peace. On the other hand, there looks like very peaceful, but productivity not that much. So Vedanta balances this and says, is it possible to have peace within as well as productivity, to live a normal life? The answer is given in this verse. Yes. You will be born in the house of the pure and the wealthy. So when he says you will be born, it doesn't mean after physical death. In the scriptures, whenever they use the term death, it means change. So when can you bring a change in your life? After 2 years? Okay. 1 year? 6 months? You can make the change this moment. This moment, if one of you decides and says, okay, I don't want to listen to this lecture, and switch off, you have made a change. Don't do that. Huh? And I'm telling you, you can make a change. If you decide that, okay, I am not that physically fit, I need to push myself, after the lecture, I am going to sit and exercise for half an hour or 45 minutes, compulsory. You have made the change. I will sit and study until this knowledge seeps into my head and I start living it. You have made a change. So the previous experiences of lethargy, laziness, previous experience, previous moment of not doing anything is dead. And you are born in this moment, a new you. Everybody can change, provided do you want to change. In the scriptures, they say everybody has got free will, provided you understand that you have a free will. If you don't have a free will, then the statements what you will be making or everybody will be making is, Hi Ram, aisa kyun ho gaya? Oh God, why did this happen? What did I do? These are the statements when no change is to be made. Sit and weep and cry. But I have decided, says one person, I am not going to sit and weep and cry anymore. I am going to take the bull by the horns. I'm going to make myself physically fit, mentally, my mind more astute, and my logic impenetrable. And see to it that I will realize myself. What is the meaning of realization of the self? Realization self understands that this world is temporary in nature. Each and every relationship is temporary in nature. My own ego is temporary in nature. 5 years back, what I wanted and 5 years now is different. And now what I'm doing and 5 years hence may be different. So my mind is changing, my intellect, all the things around is temporary in nature. And as a spiritual person, I am not going to pitch my happiness on anything temporary around. Therefore, my happiness is not pitched on any temporary thing around. I am always happy because it's gurgling from within me. That supreme self. Once you understand that, you have reached it. And it's very easy to reach that. I'm not joking. Take it seriously. It's very easy to reach that. Not get angry, always be happy. It's very easy. Take the importance of seriousness of whatever is happening around in your waking state. Like in Patch Adams, that man is asked, "Are you never serious in life?" And he says, "Oh, I've tried being serious in my life. It really doesn't work." Doesn't. Play around and move on. That's the beauty of life. We'll continue next time. Thank you.